A quiet Sunday morning in the tranquil community of Grand Blanc, Michigan, was violently shattered by an incomprehensible act of violence. On September 28, 2025, as congregants gathered for worship, a scene of horror unfolded at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The peace of the Sabbath was broken when a man deliberately drove his pickup truck directly into the church building, initiating an attack that would leave the small town and the nation reeling from its brutality. The deliberate nature of the assault, targeting a house of worship during a service, has raised profound questions about safety and sanctity in modern America, turning a place of spiritual refuge into a scene of chaos and devastation. The initial crash was just the beginning of a coordinated and terrifying rampage. After breaching the church walls with his vehicle, the assailant, identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, 40, immediately opened fire on the unsuspecting worshippers inside, replacing prayers with screams of panic and fear. In the ensuing moments, the attacker moved through the building. Tragically, the assault resulted in significant loss of life and injury. Authorities have confirmed that at least 4 people were killed in the attack, their lives cut short in a place where they had sought solace and community. An additional 8 individuals were wounded, suffering injuries from the shooting and ensuing chaos. The victims represent a cross-section of the community, families, friends, and neighbors, all united in faith and now united in tragedy. Grand Blanc is left to grapple with immense grief while praying for the recovery of those injured. A swift, decisive response from local law enforcement likely prevented an even greater catastrophe. The police chief said officers arrived within 30 seconds of the first 911 call. They immediately engaged the gunman, and in a tense exchange of gunfire, the suspect was fatally shot. This rapid intervention ended the rampage, but the scars on the community are only beginning to show. Their bravery has been widely praised. As the smoke cleared and the immediate danger subsided, attention turned to the identity of the man behind the attack. Authorities identified the gunman as Thomas Jacob Sanford, a 40-year-old local resident. Initial checks revealed a complex, sometimes contradictory portrait. Public records show he graduated from Goodrich High School in 2003, was an avid hunter, and the father of a 10-year-old. He was also a former Marine. The search for motive is now central to the case. A massive multi-agency effort is led by the FBI, with at least 100 federal investigators on scene. The FBI has labeled the incident an act of targeted violence, while stressing that no clear motive has been established. Investigators are combing Sanford's history, digital footprint, and recent communications. Emerging details add complexity to potential political leanings, including a June 2025 image showing a Trump sign outside his home. A 2019 social post shows Sanford wearing a Trump 2020 shirt with the slogan, "Make Liberals Cry Again." Public records indicate no party affiliation, and authorities warn against premature conclusions as they proceed. They are probing any prior threats, signs of premeditation. The attack came at a poignant time for Latter-day Saints worldwide, as the global Mormon community mourned the passing of President Russell M. Nelson. He died Saturday at the age of 101, the oldest serving president in the church's history, and a figure revered by millions. As congregants gathered seeking comfort and unity, their grief was violently overshadowed. Investigators are exploring whether the timing bears any connection. No direct link has been established. News of the tragedy quickly reached the highest levels of government, prompting a response from President Donald Trump. In a statement, he condemned the shooting and called it a targeted attack on Christians, saying he had been briefed and offering condolences to victims and families. The framing resonated with many supporters, injecting a political dimension into the national conversation and highlighting deep divisions across the country. He also called for an end to what he described as an epidemic of violence, echoing broader concerns about safety at religious institutions. In his response, the president urged the nation to confront violence and seek unity. His message extended beyond Grand Blanc to a wider climate of hostility. Officials at the state and local levels echoed the call, guiding communities through the aftermath. They emphasized unity, compassion, and resilience. Leaders in Michigan expressed profound sorrow and solidarity with the victims, their families, and the entire congregation. Calls for peace counter the division that often follows such tragedies. Community and solidarity remain the most potent responses. As the federal investigation continues, Grand Blanc begins the long process of healing. Physical scars can be repaired, but emotional and psychological wounds will take longer to mend. Vigils are being planned and support networks are mobilizing. The hope is that shared sorrow fosters dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect. The challenge now is turning calls for peace into concrete actions that prevent future tragedy. In Grand Blanc, resolve endures to honor the lost, heal the wounded, and safeguard sanctuaries of faith across America.